Just for today. I know I'm a little late, but I was busy today. Let's go over today. So this is I was watching NQ. Um, was today a low probability day? Possibly, right? I said possibly. I wasn't 100% sure, but I said possibly because we had the president speaking at 11, and we had a really large expansion day yesterday. So after expansion days, we're expecting consolidation, right? So I had a floating bias going into today, right? And my bias was floating because NQ and ES were telling me two different things, right? NQ was telling me we wanted to go lower. We closed below this fair value gap, this 4 hour fair value gap, and I wanted to see us respect this new fair value gap that had formed. It was on the 1 hour. I didn't take a screenshot of it, but it was on the 1 hour. And ES was respecting this 4 hour fair value gap, right? So I didn't know what we wanted to do, right? But we did have an SMT at Asia's highs. So I was more bearish than bullish, right? So I actually didn't take any trades today. Um, I wanted to. I actually wanted to, but what happened was TradingView was acting stupid and it would not fill me in. Pause. So I was trying to get into the trade. I couldn't. It's whatever. But I'm gonna go over what I was thinking when I seen this, right? So we had this major SMT here, right? ES took this high like around the time I was looking for, right? So, right, we have this 1 hour fair value gap here. Probably make this. Let's make this blue. We got this 1 hour fair value gap here, right? All right. So what was I looking for, right? Boom. We sweep liquidity at 8:30, right? 9:30 opens here, and I'm being patient because I'm like, all right, I want to see what 9:30 does. If I'm being honest, I was expecting 9:30 to flush, right? But 9:30 comes up and provides another manipulation, right? So at this point, I'm on 5 minute here actually when I was looking at this, but you see this is pretty like sideways movement. So then we get another internal manipulation, right? After we have external manipulation, this big SMT. It's tied of a 1 hour fair value gap. So I'm like, all right, you feel what I'm saying? Let's align time and price. So coming into the macro, you see what's going on, right? So we get our model, right? Change in the state. The change in the state really happens here, right? But I marked it out here because this was safer, right? Considering the type of chop that we had. So I wanted to see this placement below this, right? A candle closure below that gave me an entry, right? So we closed this candle here, and I tried to enter here, but I could not get filled. So I was like, all right, I guess I'll just watch this, right? So we inverse this or whatever, right? This would have been my entry here. We inverse this. We come down, right? And then we respect this inverse and we move lower, right? At this point, right, I'm like, I don't want to see price return back to this change in the state, right? Now, normally I might hold a position there, right? But why don't I want to see that? We in the macro, right? We're so close to TP, right? Like we're like 11 points, 11 points, a couple points away, right? From TP1 at least, right? I was targeting previous day low, but I was going to set my stop at break even and take one off at London low because this is London low. We're so close to TP and we're in a time period where price is supposed to efficiently deliver that I'm like, all right, I don't want to see price come back and respect this change in the state, right? Or even tap into it, right? So after we respect this, we come down and respect this change in the state. So I'm like, I ain't gonna lie, I would have been break even there, or I would have took it off there, right? Really, I had entered there, so I would have took it off there, right, for break even. I could not get filled, so it's all hypothetical. You feel what I'm saying? But I was just tape reading this. This is what I was saying. Overall, it's a good setup. I won't lie. Like you have your higher time frame PD array, You have your manipulation. You have external manipulation and internal manipulation. And then you got SMTs, and you get your change in the state, and you disrespect inverse fair value gap. I mean, you respect the inverse fair value gap. Um, and then you got clear liquidity targets, London low, previous day low. Like, it's a good setup. It just didn't work out this time, which is fine. Um, these type of trades happen. I think even Justin Werlin take this trade, and it didn't work out. You know what I mean? So like, logically thinking, you know what I mean? It's the right type of trade. If not trying to put Justin on a pedestal, but someone I look up to, you know what I mean, in the trading community who is a consistent trader, I should just put it like that. Someone who's a consistent trader who has a setup that they execute on very religiously, they take the same trade as me, I know I'm taking a trade in the right decision. You know what I mean? Like, early on in the trading career, sometimes you feel like maybe if you take a loss, it's not a good loss, but I know I'm made this trade with right decision, and Justin taking the trade confirms that it's losing, right? So that's really the trade recap. What I am proud of myself for, what I've been working for, is keeping my losses smaller. So seeing how order flow and context really give us delivery in the market. You know what I mean? Like, knowing here, I don't want to see price return to this CISD because we're so close to our target, and this is a point in time in which I'm expecting price to move efficiently or give us displacement, right, in the macro. So the fact that we don't get that, I'm like, all right, break even. Either A, I'm just gonna get chopped around sideways, or B, I'm on the wrong side of the market. Today, I was on the wrong side of the market, right? You can see we straight push up, but you do get chopped around. Like, say you enter long somewhere around here, you know what I mean? And your target is higher, price comes all the way back down here, you're definitely break even here. You know what I mean? If you enter on this fair value, you got somewhere here, you're definitely break even here. And then, you know what I mean, you enter somewhere here, you're definitely break even when you come here, unless your target is here. Like, the only trade is like a PM session trade, like really here, but that's way late. But yeah, that's the trade. Not mad at it. Couldn't get filled, so it is what it is. But it was a good setup. I'd take this setup more times than not. Yeah. I'm working on risk management with context and order flow.